Hey, are you guys with me? Have I just done that whole show without you guys being a part of it? Holy cow. Are you guys with me right now? Do I got 10 of you right now in this room with me? Holy cow, guys. I've been here for 30 minutes. I've been doing this whole show. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And I'm sitting here chatting with you guys, talking with you guys, saying Happy Mother's Day. Oh my gosh, I've done it all, guys. I've been here for 30 minutes doing this damn show. And you guys have been patiently waiting, messaging me, telling me nobody can see me on YouTube. And I'm just like, come on, you guys, what are you talking about, guys? Oh my God. We got to do this all again. Wow, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy, guys. Well, welcome. Welcome to the show, baby. I say we get into it. Let's do it. Now, we already went through all that. I ain't doing it again. We're live, baby. We're running through it. I don't care. The first thing I need to tell you guys is I cannot believe it. And you guys are sticking with me too? Love you guys. You guys are awesome. I really cannot believe that this just happened. You know, and I'm chatting with you guys. I'm telling you guys, like, what the heck? What's going on, guys? Talk to me. Yosef, Zamora, B. Stewie, Nadayu, Jimmy Bright. What is going on, guys? Carl Burr. Oh, my gosh, dude. Norman Conklin. You guys, thank you so much for sticking with me. Wow, what an absolute and incredible. I'm going, why is the viewers so low? What is going on? Why are we getting communication? Why is everybody talking? I want everybody in the chat right now. Please do me a huge favor. Shout out to the mothers out there. What's going on, Zamora? Everybody just smash that Happy Mother's Day. Throw it in the chat for me. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I am so happy you're here. I'm David Worrell. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is going to be an awesome night. It's just crazy. We had to start like this, guys. But shout out to Zamora. Shout out to Libby. Shout out to Erica. Shout out to Jolene. Shout out to Yo Mama. Shout out to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day. We had an awesome day in Ohio today. It was nice and warm out there. I was pumped. I was happy. And now I'm happy to be here in front of you today, especially because, you better believe it, the EQ, the future minis is Rip Rip Tater Chippin'. And we are going to just go over that right now. As you can see, this huge gap up, the buy the dip, gentlemen's down here, buy the dip, baby. Good to be in the house. Doc is in, baby. He's in, baby. He's in it to win it. And the gap up is real, baby. If you look, lo and behold, we are above a 200-day moving average. That is a significant push higher. And what is this white line that you see in front of you? That is the all-time high, the anchored view up from all-time high, and we are above it. Now, there are a few different stories that we could talk about, but the main thing is that if we do pull back, which is a considerable consideration, if we do pull back now, instead of pulling back into consolidated area, we are above a base. This now is going to act as support, as well as the 200 acting as support, as well as the anchored VWAP acting as support. So if we do pull back, we at least have a first line of resistance before we get back under that resistance. So what was acting as resistance should now act as support. We will see very, very soon. I hope you guys are doing awesome, baby. Absolutely awesome, because Bitcoin was doing absolutely awesome when I first started the show 30 minutes ago. It was reaching those new monthly highs, but it's chopping around a little bit here. We're going to see what happens as everything is doing very, very well. Gold is doing well. We have cybersecurity doing well. We have defense doing well. We have insurance doing well. We have financials doing well. Many, many things in the line that are doing very, very well out there. And you know, the thing is it's all about keeping the clutter down, keeping the noise down, making sure what you're looking at is a leader in the market. And if you're not watching the leader, that's fine. Make sure you're using risk reward. It's so important, risk reward. I preach it, because if you're not using risk reward, then you are not trading. You are freaking gambling, and you need to just chill out. So I have a leaderboard list for you, but before we get started, I did just want to bring up my boy, your friend, the beefiest of stews. We got to do it, baby. We got to do.
Oh, I see you over there. You got problems? We've got the beef.
All right. You know, good friend of mine, Beefy Stew, he does the charting. You guys know him, the beefiest of stews. We had an awesome time. You know, I don't usually go out and meet up, but this is a good buddy of mine. And we went out, we met up, and this was absolutely awesome. Look at this beautiful toy that we got to play in. Absolute amazing hospitality. It was awesome meeting his family. Awesome food, awesome fun. Just had an absolute awesome time. So Beef Stewie, thank you so much for the hospitality. It was an absolute blast. And while we were there, he got to show me the setup where he's probably watching me right now, the Nerve Center. So I hope you are having an awesome, comfortable time. But we went over quite a few things, and the beefiest of stews has brought up one of our leaders. That is the P, the L, the TR, the Palantir. If you haven't heard about it, you're living under a rock. You haven't been trading. Palantir could be our number one leader. It could be the next NVIDIA. It could be the previous leaders of, the Mag 7 stocks. PLTR is looking very good. I am a believer. And with the substantial EPS and sales growth, it's looking very good. In this picture, he's showing you the support and the resistance areas. Why do you want to know where the support and resistance are? Because if you're a trader, you want to know where you can find the best risk to reward. And the only way you're going to find that is in areas that are being supported or in areas that have resistance. So you find those areas, you are half the battle. And right here is a beautiful ascending trend line that you can see is bringing it right up, making new higher lows into that area of support and resistance. If it can break up above this on volume with EPS and sales growth, PLTR could very well be your leader. That's right. I'm going to just go ahead and post this so it's clickable. I'm going to put a clickable link. If you guys want to follow Beefy Stew on the twits, go ahead and click that link in the market or on the in the comment section there. And TMC. So I've heard a lot about people going in doing like mining on the bottom of the seafloor and doing all that crazy stuff. The great thing about it is you will know if they are actually doing it because you'll see the company actually making money. And you can see this was a recent IPO, and he's grabbing the anchored view up here off the beginning of the anchored or off the IPO. And you can see he's showing you in this description here, it's right at that area. Now, without EPS and sales growth, this looks like garbage, but you can see they are climbing themselves out of a hole. And if they really do start to capitulate, this would be the area that you could find proper risk reward. So I love to see the earnings growth. I love to see, I'm sorry, not the earnings growth. I love to see the volume start to beef up on this, pun intended. And you can see it's starting to get tight now right on that anchored VWAP. So I really like that. Looking really good. And then of course, NUTX as it is in the healthcare. If you guys know, if we look, we can just go over it. If we look at healthcare, which is XLV, you can see healthcare is not doing so well. So keep that in mind when you're looking at these stocks. He's not showing you to buy them or to sell them. He's showing you that this is a stock that is showing relative strength compared not just to the overall market, but to the sector in specific. NUTX Healthcare has EPS and sales growth, and you can see they're gradually inclining on their earnings. Here, you can just see it on the picture. It makes it a little bit easier for you. As profit growth starts to go up, you can see the volume is higher on the pushes up and lower on the pulls back as we're getting some of this VPC or VCP, volume contraction pattern down here. So NUTX, definitely want to keep on your watch list. Not one that I'm going to keep on mine, or I'm going to keep it on the leader watch list, keep an eye on it, but it's not on my ready to buy list just yet. Yeah, guys, I can't believe I just did half of this show without actually hitting like go live on here. So I feel really silly, but I'm telling you, I am so happy you guys are with me now. Yeah, I'm just sitting here chatting away. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness, guys. Anyway, anywho dizzle. So that's our beefiest of stews, guys. He's got the charting, he's got the platform, he's got the way to do it. So make sure you go check him out. Let's go ahead and see if I can't squeeze in a little bit of this. This is my new link tree, guys. I'm gonna throw this in there too. It's a lot easier. If you guys want to get to it, you guys can find my Twitter page right here on this X. And of course, if you want to use the same charting platform that we are, click this TradingView app. If you download the essential plans, I actually make a little bit of money off that. I don't make money doing, well, I make a very little bit of money doing YouTube and stuff. The way I make money is if you click on TradingView and buy the essential plan. You don't have to. Everything I do and try to do is for free. But if you're looking for mentorship, davidworrell8@gmail.com. Reach out to me and we'll set up a day and a time that works best for you. And of course, if you want to find me, follow me on a little bit more of a personal level, I'll give you my Snapchat. It's right here. You can watch me on Snapchat. I update my story every once in a while, and it's just something fun. It's something I did when B Stewie and I kind of hung out. I just added some stuff to my story so people could follow along. So go ahead and follow me on that. And of course, we're gonna hit this leaderboard list up right meow. I hope you guys are ready because we have a doozy here for you. So pay attention and let's stay focused. GEV looks very, very good. A bit of more of an expensive stock at $400, but creating this beautiful cup now with handle. We have a basing area starting to form right around that 402.85. Now, if it can break out higher, I think this has a it has a great chance to continue higher with the EPS and sales growth, especially breaking above this base with great relative strength. Now we also have Root. Root here is right at that basing area, the EPS. The very next day, you can see we had an undercut and it rallied right back up. So that's a very, very strong sign. I like to see undercut and rallies. And now all we have to do is see this thing capitulate and move much, much higher, much, much faster. So we're waiting on that. One thing I do like, anchored VWAP right here at all-time highs. It is above that area, and you can see it held that area multiple times. So if you're looking for proper risk reward, this is going to be the area to do it. But of course, with the EQs doing so damn well right now, if we looked at Root, you can see a lot of things. Well, actually, Root isn't generally gapping up, but it also doesn't move in the after hours very well. If you looked at something like Bro, nope, same thing. So, just keep that in mind. With the S&P 500 gapping up like this, a lot of the stocks that we're seeing right now, they haven't really got brought to their current price. We also have SKWD. This is also in the insurance sector. You can see right here, high tight flag after a humongous basing area getting broken out with earnings growth as well. Now, everybody's talking about SEZL. If you guys haven't heard about it, you're not listening to the right shows. I'm telling you guys, SEZL is doing amazing. This is another EPS and sales growth big banger here with 389% surprise on their earnings and their revenue with a 62% surprise. That is an episodic pivot. As you can see, it looks like it has been getting beat down. And now, bada bing, bada boom, you'll be making money soon. This thing is rip, tater chipping to the north side. As they have shown, they are a leader in this market. And SEZL is in that cybersecurity, if I remember right. Yeah, the packaged software. So that's going to be a part of your CrowdStrikes. That's going to be a part of your RBRK, which I'm in currently. That's going to be in that sector. And I've been telling you guys, I've been preaching about it for a long time. Ever since AI came out, I have said, if AI comes out and we have this integrated ability to give everybody the access to hack and to find different ways to do little things inside of a computer, on a computer, we're going to need to beef up the security. We're going to need security. We're going to need AI security. We're going to need security that uses AI, so on, so forth. Everybody is going to want a piece of this cybersecurity because that is the world we are all going to be living in if you're not already living in it. So with that being said, RBRK looking amazing. SEZL looking amazing. CrowdStrike, not so much right here, but I think given the time of this big boat, I think if it starts to bear and break into this $450 area, we could capitulate and head higher. So keep an eye on that one as well. Now, I've been talking about this, and when Carl Burr and I, we had an hour that we were hanging out together. We were talking about some stuff, and I don't usually get so confident on one stock, but HOOD, Hood, I felt very, very confident in. And I told him this $50 area, a lot of people were getting in this area, which I understand, but earnings, I wouldn't have played it on earnings. And then people were getting in and out here, but I just did not see the volume. I did not see the volume on it. Now on, what was it? I think it was this day, or no, I think it was this day right here. I seen the volume come in. Yeah, so this was Thursday or Friday? Thursday. Either way, guys, long story short, it was Tuesday. And I got in, it stopped me out, and then the next day it gaps up and then it continues higher. And now after a day like today, this thing is going to be rip tater chip city. It's gonna head much higher. I love the EPS, I love the sales growth. The thing with the stocks, the thing with this stock is I'm gonna continue to watch it grow. Well, I had so much confidence and conviction in it, but yet it stopped me out to continue higher. It stopped me out, I reset my alert, never got back in it because of the gap. So it is what it is, but I talk about my winners, and we're going to go over a couple of my winners, but I want to talk to you guys about my losers too. This was my first time in 3 months that I take a full R, a full risk of my account on this trade. I've been kicking ass and taking names, haven't lost much money. The losses that I have taken are very small and minuscule to the wins that I've been winning, but Hood got me, took a full R. I've already made all that money back, happy to take that loss. Would take that trade again, and if I was able to, we would be up much more money after this breaking out area where it currently sits, 1168. Obviously, with that gap up, it's going to be much higher. Now, we already talked about PLTR, but just keep in mind, guys, this has the potential to be the next NVIDIA. HIMS. Now, you can't play a stock like this in my world, right? The momentum is already taken off. You don't want to get in the momentum. You want to get in right as the momentum starts, not while the momentum is actually taking off. And that's what's going on with HIMS. EPS, sales growth through the roof, HIMS taking off, especially with their partnerships with other drugs. It's taking off, but wait, we cannot get in at these extensions because they pull back, people. This is an extension. If I get in, it's going to pull back. If I don't, it might head higher. But regardless, we're waiting for contraction. We want to let these moving averages catch up, and we're going to see what happens very soon with that. Now, Take Two Interactive, if you guys were with me, I talked about how I wanted to get a piece of this. And when we had a huge gap down because GTA 6 decides they're going to put it off for another couple of months, still have the same trade idea. I'm buying at these lows, and then I'm selling at the end of the day. This was a great day trade. Of course, I wish I held on to a piece, but that wasn't the plan in the beginning. So I'm not going to, shoulda, woulda, coulda on that. But I do want to point out that Take Two Interactive is a leader. And my game plan is you buy it and then you sell it when the game comes out. Okay? So we're going to see what happens there. But I like Take Two Interactive. They have huge potential earnings growth. They're trying to price it in right now, obviously. I think this is a buy the stock and sell when they have the big release. They're not going to release and then the stock's going to capitulate higher, in my opinion. This has been such a long anticipated release. I think whoever owns the stock is buying in and they're going to sell when it gets released. It's a buy the rumor, sell the news type event, in my opinion. Spotify, as you guys have, if you haven't already heard, they're doing very well. You can see a simple base breakout is getting ready to happen. This is a more expensive stock. So if you can find a 2x leverage, I don't have one on me, but if you can find a 2x leverage on the SPOT, this would be a good basing breakout or a cup and handle breakout. Now, Uber is another leader, guys. This is a banger of a stock as it just capitulated above the basing breakout area. And this thing has been basing since February of 2024. So over a year, it's been about a year and 6 months, and you can see new higher lows, multiple new higher lows as we base out over that year and a half. Now we have broken above that area. That's what you want to see on Uber if you are in the stock. Now, if you're not in the stock, what you want to see is this retest. Earnings has taken off. Now you have to find proper risk reward. So whether you want to use the low of the earnings, or maybe you take an opening range breakout when it breaks this trend, which has a very possibility to do tomorrow. It breaks up above this. So you take an opening range breakout on this, or you don't play it at all because it's not your trade. Either way, put Uber on your watch list. Oh yes, and we cannot forget about Netflix. If you guys don't know already, Netflix is what started this rally. Netflix was down, the EPS took off. This thing reached new all-time highs within just a few days as the market was still trying to figure out if it wanted to continue higher. So Netflix is a leader. Thank you, B. Stewie, for throwing that out there. Netflix is our number one. I think you can actually catch a lot of what's going on from Netflix. Let's actually see the gap up on Netflix here. Nice gap up on Netflix here. You can see from where it's closed, where it's sitting. We gapped up 1.2% currently on Netflix, so that looks really, really good. Dash, I'm just keeping an eye on Dash. It's below its 50-day moving average, but with the EPS and sales growth, I like the way this double bottom looks. We got to see if it wants to catch up and do some work. Now, this is not a leaderboard watch list without looking at MSTR, because that too, it was probably the second stock that I've seen start to capitulate as Bitcoin started to head higher, while the overall market was stagnant, if not even heading lower at the time. When we seen that, a few of us in our Discord decided to hop in MSTU to take the 2x leverage. We're up over 60%, folks, on that last 2/5 of a position. Very happy to take this trade, and I will continue to hold into this as long as we stay above a 10-day moving average. We also have LTH below all moving averages now, as the EPS and sales growth was not enough to make Wall Street happy. So we're going to see, is this an undercut and another rally as this continues to base, as it's been doing for the past 4 months? Well, we'll see very soon. Now we have some of those big basing structures like OKLO, NNE, big basing structures down here. We also have SMR. We have quite a few of these big basing structures. Just keep an eye on nuclear, because nuclear, there's been deals with, not deals, but Trump's been talking a lot about nuclear. And if the government gets involved and starts, just throwing money left and right at our energy and nuclear and, making things more efficient, just like we're going to need for AI and all the technology that's coming up, well, keep an eye on your NNE, your SMRs, on your OKLOs, okay? TDUP, much, much higher than that 10-day moving average, but we want to keep an eye on it to see if it wants to stay up in these areas. What's up, JP? It's good to see ya. It's good to see everybody in this building. I hope most of you are still with me. If you haven't already, make sure you vote. We have 15 votes, and we got 15 of you in here watching the overall market this next week. Will 73% of you say close higher than last week, 13% say closing lower than last week, and 13% say, hi, Dave, love the show. I like to put in that last little bit in case you don't know or you don't care. You can at least vote on the poll to see what other people have to say. So thank you guys so much for being with me. This is a swing trader community. We focus on momentum. We like to play momentum using risk management. We hold on to those momentum stocks and we let go of those. We don't marry any one stock when the momentum's over. And right now, TDUP has that momentum. We're looking for tightening range for a base or a trend breakout. If we get that in TDUP, we might find proper risk reward where we can make some money. Don't like the sales growth in this, but still leaving it on the leaderboard list. If you guys remember, MRX, I identified as one of our leaders much early in the beginning stages of this new bull market. And you can see MRX, beautiful trend breakout. This is exactly what we're looking for, folks. It is a cup, it is a handle, it is a trend, and you can see the basing area right here. If you look, it's very keen, very beautiful, gapping up over that. And you can see we just continued higher, and if you would have just used a 10 or a 21-day moving average and you would have taken this gap up or the opening range breakout, you can see you'd be up over 21% right now on this MRX. We also have ADMA. I'm leaving it on here, folks, but you can see biotech, earnings per the EPS just ruined this thing, but still above a 50-day moving average. We're going to see if it wants to shape up. I took a couple on TDUP and think I might enter again at some point, Loke Doctor says. Loke Doc, you must be up quite a bit. I hope you've taken some profits. I hope that's part of your strategy, is taking profits and selling some into strength. If it's not, let me know. Are you holding it long term? What's your time frame on your TDUP trade? I'm very interested to know. If you guys remember, we had the Dolly Parton type of look right here, the Dolly Parton look to it, and we headed much higher, but after earnings, we closed in on the all-time highs and it pulled back. So we're going to see what SFM, these stocks, these food and retail stocks, I'd like to see heading lower. These are your safer havens, but this thing, just a beautiful secular trend on this thing, continuing to head higher. So I'm not going to argue with it. It's looking good, just pulling below the 21-day moving average. LRN, beautiful push higher after earnings with EPS and sales growth to help back this baby up. We want to keep this on our watch list. Beautiful basing breakout as well right here, as you can see. Earnings came, it went, and we capitulated higher with a relative strength rating of 98. It's definitely one to keep on your watch list. It might not be one to take just right now, but if you like these smaller trend breakouts, these high tight flags after capitulation, take a peeky gander. MVST has earnings, I believe, in the morning, so we're going to see what happens with this thing. But this is a smaller cap, guys. You don't see me looking at things sub 10, 20 bucks very often, but I really like this. I like the earnings and the sales growth. I think this has huge potential. So if you're a penny stock watcher, this is definitely one to watch. They aren't making money just yet. They're very, very close to it. But I would love to see if this thing, if the EPS growth, if we get a surprise on this and it gaps up new all-time highs on this thing, guys, watch out. I'll be playing the opening range breakout on the earnings per share if we get the gap up. If we get a nice gap up, 10, 20%, and we break through this area, I would love to see an opening range breakout. Back to the TDUP for Loke. Doctor said he sold both times. The second runner was to swing half. But I liked the number, so I sold all. I love it, brother. I love to hear it, man. Yeah, selling into strength is probably one of the biggest things I did with my trading. We got out of ORLA because the earnings were the very next day, and we made some big money on this, guys. If you guys remember, right here was that basing area, an undercut and a rally. We took it right here as it broke out. Sold the majority up here as I seen gold was capitulating, GLD. You can see right here, I called the top of this. Now, of course, I could be wrong. We could break out because it looks like we're holding out of that 10-day moving average. But this just looked like parabolic activity, and I don't like to see that on anything that I'm holding. But I sold half at the top, and then I left the last half to follow my rules on ORLA. There's a lot of gold names out there that are setting up, guys. A lot of gold names. Here's ARMN. You can see another trend breakout as it's continuing higher. Many stocks, many gold stocks out there that are just doing this. Of course, it could head higher. It could continue to go higher. But I'm thinking that gold is going to start to kind of pull back a little bit. Now, I've been saying that about gold for a while, and I've been making money on the way up as I'm saying that's got to be it for gold, and it just keeps on going higher. So, I don't fight it. I say it, but I'm not going to argue with the price action. So I think we found the top, but if we keep going higher, I'll keep making money off of it. Now, quantum computing, guys, quantum computing is looking really, really good right now. And if you believe in the AI, if you believe in all of that, this is the next stop. Quantum computing is going to be the next stop. It's going to be able to do amazing things. I think we're still far from it, but I'm not going to argue with a hot sector, and these things really look like they're turning around. This is beautiful, new higher lows. It's starting to create an amazing structure here. And the thing with RGTI, if you guys didn't know, RGTI is a fast mover, 7.9%. Now actually gapping up this morning, 7.56%. So it's actually gapped up over all of that area. Biggest issue I have, earnings is the next day. So tomorrow we have earnings on RGTI. So if you're still looking at playing something like this, we also have QBTS, which is right here at a simple basing breakout at 1150, still cheap to buy, and we're starting to see EPS and sales growth. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. You don't want to just be putting all your money on hopes and whims that this stock might capitulate. No, we want to see an area that it can, and QBTS is at that 1150 area. And don't forget about IONQ. To me, this is more of a safer area because it's a bigger market cap, 7.75 billion, as to where QBTS is 3.24 billion, and RGTI is going to be your small cap. Actually, RGTI is a 3 billion, market cap, which I was very surprised to see the way it moves. And as fast as it moves, you wouldn't think it'd be moving that fast. But I do like IONQ. I like them all. I like the new higher lows. I like that IONQ's earnings and sales growth is out of the way. We don't have to worry about any of that or anything stupid happening. Also, anchored VWAP from all-time highs. We are above on IONQ. Things are looking good, guys. So just make sure you don't sleep on those nuclear names. All right. Now, we have a few more minutes left in the show, and I did start a little late. I do apologize for that. I'm a boomer, I guess. But throw in the chat. If you got any tickers that you want me to take a peeky gander at, throw them up in the chat. I'm going to throw on some music. I can't believe we're not listening to music. Let's see. How's this one? Yeah. Let's put on some good music. Throw it in the chat. Let me know where you're at, baby. I want to do the damn thing. I want to go over whatever you want to go over. I go over whatever I want to go over whenever I want to go over it. What I got to say is that the NASDAQ is kicking ass and taking names, and I want to see what you guys think. Whether it is a can slim, can make money in market stock, or it's a shit ticker that might rip your face off if you buy at the wrong time. Let me know in the chat what you are watching, folks. Let me know. And I also have a few little sidebars over here from the November watch list. If I want to scroll down here to keep you entertained, THTX, just a few things that I'm looking at. Little gapper here, kind of sitting up on top of this. I think I went over this with Stewie. We also have MASS, M-A-S-S right here. AEVA. Look at this thing. AEVA, basing breakout. You guys remember we were talking about this? AEVA has earnings coming out on the 14th, so less than in 3 days. 3 days, guys. So AVEA, we were talking about this. This is a semiconductor, and I played a little bit of this. Let's see, I got in here. We made some money. I think I exited out here because I knew earnings was going to be coming out in a few days. Look at this thing. AEVA, just completely ripping. I did not sell out before earnings. I actually sold out at 20% when I took this. So right here, I sold out right here after we had 20% move in 1 day. Bought in, boom, I'm up 20%. I sold out on the thing because I knew new earnings was coming up. Took my 20% and ran with the money. Absolutely beautiful. I know that we got a few of you watching Bull, B-U-L-L. So this is Webull. And if you guys know if Hood's going to do well, Webull looks like it is going to be right behind it. Humongous move as it pulls back and now above this area. It just looks like this thing, if it stays above all of its moving averages, it could really move higher. One thing I like to see on this is where is anchored VWAP? Because as you guys can see, boom, we reached these new all-time highs. Humongous, like what a crazy move, right? What a crazy move. You know, I'm proud of for any shorts that are in this. Completely pulls back down. Now, if we get a pop right into this anchored VWAP, that's big money, guys. If we just go from where we're at right now to anchored VWAP, that's 68% move you can make on whatever type of money you decide to put in there, okay? And we can go over a few more too. We got STNE, as Joseph threw out in the chat. And just before we go over this, I just got to give a huge shout out to our members. Thank you guys so much for being members. You guys are absolutely awesome. I just want to bring up my members list here, guys. Let me see if I can find it. Members, baby. All right, JFA, Carl Burr, and Norman Conklin. I just want to give you guys a huge shout out because you guys are paying my way. You know, I don't ask of anything. I don't ask for you guys to donate. I don't ask for you guys to give me any kind of cash. But if you want to help me out, there's the members in the YouTube, or if you want to do an hour session with me, just reach out to me. Check it in the link description down below. I'd love to work with you, but I just got to say thank you to my members. I love the fact that you guys have your trust within me. You know that I'm going to bring you the right content, that I'm going to bring you the leaders for the momentum leaders. And you guys can see it time and time again. The stocks that we are looking at, I show you the good, I show you the bad, I show you the ugly, I show you what I'm making. I'm very transparent. So I'm happy that you put your trust in me. So thank you so much for being members. And if you haven't already, consider being a member, guys. And if you don't want to, that's totally fine. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button so you see my big ugly mug more often. So STNE, this thing, earnings is out of the way. Thank goodness, because earnings will ruin everything. This is Stone Coal Company. They are a commercial service doing miscellaneous. I'll read a little bit about them. I know this is a very popular one, but it engages in the provisions of financial technology solutions, and it caters to merchants and partners that conduct electronic commerce across in-store, online, and mobile brands. And this is in the Cayman Islands, so this is not an American stock. But what I will say this, or is Cayman Islands considered U.S.? Do they consider it still under the same jurisdiction? What up, G? JFA, I keep forgetting JF. We got so many names in here. What up, G? What up, my G? It's good to see you, brother. But yeah, STNE is looking really, really good. So this is in the financials. So that would be XLF. And as we know, financials are doing really, really well. Financials, to me, looks just like the market, where it's getting ready to break the heck out of this area right now. And we probably got a nice gap up on it right now. So that would look very, very good. So yes, STNE is looking very, very good. And I do really like that. Now, overhead resistance, of course, we don't have blue sky, baby. We do have plenty of resistance in our way. So we do want to be careful of that because, you know, when you're running into big areas of resistance like this, and you can see it came up once. Actually, I would actually have done it like that. You can see it was just lingering right over top of us here, you know, and maybe we can even throw an anchored view up at all-time highs as my friend Beefy Stew would do. And look at this. This will give you a little bit more kind of confidence in this trade because earnings is done, right? Earnings is aside, and the anchored VWAP from all-time high, we are above. And we're above all these other moving averages. So you know what would look really, really cool in this area, Yosef, is if we just did this. We drew a trend, and when we got above that trend, now we have an area to risk off of. So I like this stock, TNE, and it's looking really, really good. Oh, Hertz has earnings tomorrow? All right, we'll check that out. I'm mostly interested in MVST. MVST earnings tomorrow is going to be very, very cool. This is VST. Now, I had this on the leaderboard watch list, I want to say 2 months ago. We were watching VST because look at this. I mean, it was looking really, really good against the overall market, and it was holding up really well. But this thing just came undone. Earnings just broke it. It headed lower. It made new lower lows here. So if you look at the majority of the market on the overall tickers that are doing well, you'll see a lot of higher lows. But this one here is created a lower low here. And well, I guess you could consider that the double bottom, but that is much lower. And it was below the 200-day moving average. But now, arguably, it's above it. Earnings is aside, and it's getting a tight area here. So I see what you're looking at, though. I see what you're looking at because I already have it marked out. It's right here. We're going to make this the red line, and we're going to blow this up because this is the area that he's watching, guys. This is an area of resistance because you can see this price action tells you this 145 area. Every time it gets into this area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 times now, it has a hard time getting over 145. And here we are once again right in this area. So I could consider this a huge area of resistance. If it wants to get above that area, we definitely have an area that it could pivot. It could capitulate. Now, anchored VWAP, all-time highs, it's just below it, so it's looking very, very good as well. So looking good. So Hertz is having earnings tomorrow. If you guys remember, there was a big investor here. He invested this. It skyrocketed, and we're just keeping an eye on it. It is trying to hold the 21-day moving average. When it comes to gains, to pain, you know, this thing at all-time highs, 133, and now it's sitting at 66. So it did not hold over half of its gains. It actually gave more than half of its gains back, which, you know, there's something to be said about that. But, you know, however you want to look at that. Either way, earnings is tomorrow. So we'll see what Hertz wants to do there. Ooh, Lore. So I know a lot of you guys were talking about Lore, and for good reason, as we have the cup and handle with an undercut and a rally on this, with the earnings coming out tomorrow. If this thing is going to pivot, it's going to do it here. It's going to pick a direction. I don't think we're going to see an inside day on LOAR tomorrow. How fast does this thing move? Yeah, so this moves 4.5%. We could have an inside day on this. I can't, I can't deny that. But with earnings, it would be pretty rare. It'd be pretty rare. Well, you guys are still throwing, if you're going to keep throwing stuff in the ticker, I'm going to go over my trades with you guys really quick. This is MSTU. If you guys remember, I was telling you about it earlier. Huge downtrend. Once I seen Bitcoin starting to go and MSTR breaking its trend, we bought in right here. Okay, absolutely beautiful. I'm holding 2/5 of this position. So get this, the last 2/5 that I'm holding from here, I'm up over $700 on this trade. Okay, I've already made my money in this. This could go all the way back down to zero, and I've still made plenty of money on this. Now, the thing is it won't. I keep moving my stop loss up. Why? Because I am not going to lose any more money than if it closes below the 10-day moving average. That's how I trade. That's how I'm going to continue to trade, and that's why I keep making money. I sell into, I sold right here. First big push, sold 1/5. Another big push, got back up there, sold another 1/5. Another big push, sold another 1/5. Now I'm holding on to that last 2/5 for the bigger move. I'm up over 60% on this trade. Very, very proud to tell you. But I just want to show you why. I'm not just saying this to brag. I'm just showing you that this is what I'm preaching to you folks. I'm finding the leaders in the market. I'm looking for proper risk reward so I can manage the trade. It breaks the trend and basing breakout area. I set my stop and I sit back, relax, and I make money while I'm making money. It's that simple. RBRK, if you guys remember, I talked about this big basing area. It was a little extended from the 10-day moving average, but I love the volume coming in on it the day I got in. So I'm happy to be in it. I'm holding on to it, and I do hope this thing gaps up with the rest of the overall market. And of course, Tesla, guys, I played TSLL, and as you guys can see, Tesla is absolutely yeet-skeetily doing to the north side. We talked about this not only 300 area, but we talked about the 200-day moving average, and it broke out above it. Absolutely perfect. One thing I want to point out that B. Stewie pointed out on his X account was that anchored VWAP from all-time high. Look where it ran into. Boom, right there into those all-time highs. But now if you look at Tesla, we have gapped up over that anchored VWAP. We are sitting at $312. So you can see we are now above the anchored VWAP from all-time high. So will Tesla continue to head higher tomorrow? That's really the question. I'd love to see it. We'll see very, very soon, MMM. So let's take a look at these stocks from G, one of our members here. So G, let's take a peeky gander. So 3M, if you guys don't know, 3M is an awesome company. They did very, very well over the recent years, but you can see they did end up topping out. Let's look at the monthly on this just so we can get an idea where it came from. You can see 3M had a humongous run back here from 2010 all the way to 2018. This thing started to max out. And now you can see it's kind of came off of that and gave a lot of that back. And you can see now on the monthly, we're making new lower highs. So let's zoom back in on the daily here and let's take a look at this thing. As you can see, we're just stuck below this 50-day moving average, but as a lot of stocks are looking with a double bottom down here, if we take it from all-time highs, yes, look, once again, that all-time high is showing an area of resistance. It is above the rest of its moving averages, still has to fight through the 50, but I'm going to say two things about MMM. One, if I remember right, it's a slower moving stock. So if you put your money into this, it's only going to move 2.6% at a time. So unless you have $1 million that you're playing with, I wouldn't suggest playing 3M. I much rather find something that moves much faster so you can make more money with less of your time. But I do like the way it looks. I understand the basing area, and if it breaks out through there, it could definitely move higher. But I think it's just too slow for me, G. OPFI, let's take a little peek. So OPFI had earnings. They ended up beating, and they gapped up. So yeah, nice earnings beat. They gapped up, and now they're just trending higher. When I look at a stock like this, I think, well, there's nothing I can do with this now. And the reason why I say that is because it's already gapped up. It's already left this area. And unless you play an opening range breakout on the earnings, me personally, I have to wait for another trend or a basing breakout. So this looks good. Look at the earnings and EPS growth. It looks amazing, but I got to wait. So this might definitely be one that we want to keep an eye on. It's in the finance as well, which you guys know XLF is doing very, very well. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on OPFI. This thing could be an absolute banger. Here's your expansion. It's starting to contract. Earnings showing that it's still something big, but I would say for me, I'd want to see this thing sideways. Sideways for this week. Get really, really tight before exploding higher. Let the moving averages catch up. I can't get into something at this high, but it's definitely a banger of a stock, so thanks for pointing that one out for me. B. Stewie, put it in the chat right there. The link tree, baby. Click it, stick it, see you later, bye. You got my X, you got my Snapchat, and of course, the best trading platform out there, TradingView. Download it, download the Essential Plan. Let me make some money, baby. You know I like to make money, baby. All right, all right. We got any more tickers, guys? Or are you all tickered out? All tuckered out? Well, I do apologize that the beginning of the show took me about 30 damn minutes to get started. I didn't realize I didn't hit the go live button, but we all make mistakes. Keep in mind, folks, EPS or the ES is gapping up higher. It's looking really good. Let's take a little look, see at where we are at. Yeah, right here, we're still lingering well up at those all-time recent highs, guys. So things are looking really, really good for the NASDAQ. I'm really, really happy with this, and I think our Discord's going to be pumping tomorrow. So make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button, guys, and we will see you guys very, very soon. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and stay till the end so I can say my goodbyes to each and every one of you. Thanks, guys.
في أكبر الكتب.
Mic check. Oh, you can't hear me. Oh, man, guys, what a technology mess up tonight. But it ain't a live stream unless something goes wrong. Thank you, Jimmy Bright, for being a huge part of the show. Yosef, B. Stewie, G, my boy G, Michael Anthony, PFE. Oh, I just seen ya. Dang it, Michael, I missed you. I'm so sorry, dude. Yosef, thank you so much for being here. Loke Doc, I'm glad you can make it. JP, the man, thank you so much for showing up. B. Stewie, thank you so much. You were awesome, man. An awesome weekend with you. Zamora, happy Mother's Day, sweetheart. I hope you have an awesome night. Madeo, good to see you, brother. Happy you were here. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. Carl Burr, as always. Norman Conklin, you guys are awesome. And of course, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for sticking with me. We got a lot going on, guys. I think we are having a huge bull market coming through very, very soon. I hope you guys have an awesome night, and I want you to stay tuned. Stay tuned. We got a lot coming on for this channel very soon. Peace, guys.